In Cultivating Communities of Practice, A Guide to Managing Knowledge, Wenger describes a community of practice as a group of people who share a concern, a set of problems, or a passion about a topic, and who deepen their understanding and knowledge of this area by interacting on an ongoing basis. These people don't necessarily work together on a day-to-day basis, but they get together because they find value in their interactions. As they spend time together, they typically share information, insight, and advice. They solve problems. They help each other. They discuss their situation, their aspirations, their needs. They think about common issues. They explore ideas, and they may act as a sounding board to each other. Over time, they develop a unique perspective on their topic, as well as a body of common knowledge, practices, and approaches. They also develop personal relationships and established ways of interacting. They may even develop a common sense of identity. A community of practice is made up of three elements: domain, community, and practice. Domain is what we are about. It's the shared topic or domain of interest that the community focuses on. So it's more than just a club, it's about commitment to the domain and the level of competence within the domain. Community is about how we form a community and who should be a part of it. It's about building relationships and learning from each other. There are shared activities, information sharing, and discussions. It creates what is described as the social fabric of learning. Practice is about a community of practitioners. It's what we need to practice to get better at. It's the framework, ideas, tools, language, stories, and documents that the members of the community share. This is what sets a community of practice apart from a community of interest, because it's about the shared practice. And it takes time and sustained interaction. So, what are some examples of communities of practice? Well, communities of practice are everywhere, and you probably belong to a number of them. I would say this very class is an example of a community of practice. Wenger wrote that communities of practice are formed by people who engage in a process of collective learning in a shared domain of human endeavor. So this could be a band of artists seeking new forms of expression, a group of engineers working on similar problems, a group of students defining their identity at the school, a network of surgeons exploring novel techniques, a gathering of first-time managers helping each other cope. So in a nutshell, communities of practice are groups of people who share a concern or a passion for something that they do, and they learn how to do it better as they interact regularly. So what are some root causes that it might address? So if there is uneven performance in an organization that might be knowledge related, communities of practice can help bring employees up to a higher level of performance. And within a company, it can help increase access to expertise and aid in the retention of knowledge when you have an issue where there's a high turnover or employees are leaving a company, just to keep employees in the loop. And this can also be beneficial in situations where a professional is isolated from other professionals in a domain. So, for example, in my field as a librarian, there are many solo librarians who run entire libraries by themselves. They stand to benefit a lot by being members of library organizations. So, if the root cause is being siloed away from other experts, this can be a very effective intervention. As well as within companies, you might see this too. So what are the advantages and limitations? So advantages for the individual, um, it helps them develop individual skills, knowledge, and competencies, and it gives them the opportunity to contribute and stay connected to their field. On a broader level, it can help with the cross-pollination of ideas and opportunities for innovation across industries and disciplines. It can also help us determine the best practices for a profession. Limitations. A community of practice must be cultivated instead of simply being created. So it has to be recognized, supported, and encouraged and nurtured. Thus, not all communities of practice are going to be strong. Participation is necessary for success, but it can't be forced. And there may be power dynamics that make it difficult for members to participate fully. So if their boss is in the community of practice, it may be more difficult to participate. And members have to be motivated and engaged to be part of a community of practice. That's the end of my presentation, and these are my references. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to our class discussion.